Welcome back to Metalating Pages. It's a great pleasure to talk with you about King's X, this new album, Three Sides of One, and more things relating to the music world in general. So, starting with a common question, how have you been during these crazy times? Because we started a pandemic 2 years ago. I think we are ending a pandemic, who knows? Really, really. We are ending, but the curious thing, the pandemic's ending and Europe starts a war this year. So who knows what happened next couple years? Alien
Right.
invasion, zombie apocalypse, the machine takes the powers. Who knows?
You said it all the way up to the machines, man. They're gonna take us over and kill us.
Yeah, yo, yeah. So I've been hearing this new album, Three Sides of One, and perhaps you want. I saw that people's attached with the progressive rock, this kind of stuff. For you, what is the exact label that the band puts for this new album?
Rock record. It's just rock music. That's all it is. What
Huh?
else can you call it? I can't
Huh?
think of any other name to call it but rock music.
Okay. So, can we say that this new album was composed and written during this pandemic, or was it before?
Before. We
Before.
finished the record before the pandemic, yeah. But we were mixing the record during the pandemic.
Mhm.
And then when the pandemic is over, then we could put it out. But yeah, we wrote everything before the pandemic.
Okay, so perhaps you have some anecdote that you passed during these record times, during this album, during the pandemic, because we have a lot of restrictions, a lot of lockdowns, this kind of stuff.
Yeah, nothing's different. It's been that way before. Everybody's fighting, everybody's trying to, all the politics, everything that's going on, wars, just like you were talking about. So I'm just singing about what's going on. Even before the pandemic, the world is in a mess.
Mhm.
Being
Okay.
home, being off the road for a while, for a year and a half, which was really good. I like being home. I wrote a lot of songs and I did okay. I went through my savings and I just hung around the house. It was good. I got to know me.
Okay. Talking about as you know, we are living in a world and the people says, well, the Disney generation talking especially for 20, 25 years, 25 or 20 or 15 years, where the people say that Disney the albums is not longer anymore. They prefer to listen the music with one, two, or just three singles from an album. So for you, which are the best? So talking about the outsides of the singles that you release until now. So, what are perhaps do you have a preferred one that they capture whole attention, or perhaps capture the whole essence from this new album?
No, There's not a song that I've written that does that. Every song is different. Every song has a different feeling, a different attitude, a different reason. We always like to let the listener decide what the song is to them because we don't know.
Mm, okay, okay. So, talking about, sorry, I'm a little cuffed.
That's
So,
right.
so the band until now have more have more than 30 years of existence. You saw a lot of changes into the music industry. So for
Yeah.
you, what how do you see now since the first album? Because you start your career with your first album with in 1988 with Out of the Silent Planet, and now you have the three sides of one. So how do you see the change of the music industry from there to now?
It's pretty completely different. When our first record came out, there was MTV and there was radio, and that's what everybody listened to. And now there's not a lot of radio airplay, and there's no MTV, so there's a whole new world, and several new generations of kids out there that have a different take on the world, have different experiences that I'll never have. Um, as music always progresses. 1980s they invented a drum machine, and so drummers had to deal with the drum machine for and we learn with whatever comes our way. People don't buy CDs anymore. They stream, so there's no money to be made on streaming. So you go on tour to make money and you sell your merch. There's always ways to make it work if you really want to do this.
Okay, okay. So talking about one aspect that you said that you record the drum and electronically this kind of stuff. So now the IE are more present into the art because as you can see, the many artists no. So the one software create a lot of cover arts, a lot of this. So and now a lot of people are creating now with the IE music with the drummer parts, drum
Yeah, yeah.
bass parts, this kind of stuff. So what is your opinion now? The technology are into the art and now.
I have a not. I have no problem with the technology. I don't have any problem with the art. What I hope is that the next generation creates this type of art with emotion like we did in the past. It's just art. As long as your art is speaking to people, you have to accept it, and times change. One day there may never be a guitar again. One day the saxophone will replace it like it did before. It's just progress in the way the world works. Things change and they keep changing and they keep changing. If it's like swimming against the tide, you've got to swim with the tide and see where it goes. If you fight it, you're going to be left behind. You're going to be left exhausted, and you're not going to enjoy whatever new that is coming your way. You can't be stuck in the past. You have to take it all in and make your own art with it.
Mm, okay. And into this matter, what is your opinion about when a band, perhaps from the we are talking about in 30 or 40 years from this time, so that some band are created just for machines, the voice, the bass, the drum, all, and no human aspects are involved. So what is your opinion about when some machine release a new record in the future?
Yeah,
Because
well,
we are very
that's.
close to this.
I hope it's good. I hope it's good. AI has learned how to mimic human feeling. So quite obviously they're going to be able to make music better than we've ever made, and probably they're going to learn the algorithms and the sonic vibrations to create a music that will manipulate us and make us follow them. I mean, that's what music is. It's a vibration that comes to you, and it touches you for some reason, and you're attracted to it. AI just knows how to be human better than humans. So their music will probably be better.
Yes, yes,
Their music will
yes.
be everything that we've ever wanted, you know, um, sadly enough.
Yes, yes, yes. So we're returning to the discography of the band. Well, that's a great discography
That's
of the band.
deep. I love it. I love it. That was great.
Yes, yes, yes. Yes, I want around now returning to the discography of the band. So,
Mhm.
as you know, the people or the reviewers and the fans talk about always. And I think you think like this because you are a fan of music, you fan of the old bands, like the bands that influenced you to create a new record and
Mhm.
this band. So, and with this aspect, the reviewers usually of the fans thinks that the one the first and the second and the third one from the then and what the next specific band are the greatest work to date. But at a counterproductive thing according to these aspects, usually the artist thinks that the last album is the best work to date. So for you, what is your opinion about the fan thinks that the first album is the great one, but one thinks that the last one, or perhaps you have a preferred one that no one knows. Perhaps it's Manic Moon Night, perhaps it's Black Light Sunday. Who knows? Perhaps you have a preferred one that no one knows.
There is no perfect one. It all depends on you and how you listen to the song. There are some people that say Gretchen is our best record. Some people think that Faith of Love is our best record. Some people say that XV is our best record. So it's all about in your world what it does for you and how you feel about it.
Mm, yes, yes, yes. Well, just so we the last album 15 was released 14 years ago to these three sides of one. So I think this is a common question. Why did you decide to delay so much the release of this new album?
Ty and Jerry did not want to do another record till they felt that we were ready.
Yeah.
You'll have to ask them the depth of that. But every time I'd say, let's make a record, they go, nah, nah, I don't think we're ready. And they had no reason at all. So I thought maybe they just didn't want to play with me or something. I thought they didn't like me anymore. But one day I came up and said, hey, here's some songs I wrote, and they liked them. And Derek Schulman, who is a friend of ours, said, why don't you guys make a record? He used to sing for a band called Gentle Giant, and he ran MCA and started Interscope Records. He signed Bon Jovi. He's one of those big record execs that have been a friend of mine for a long time. And he said, you guys have to make a record. It's time. Come on. And he had been telling me, asking me this for 3 or 4 years. He would say, when are you going to make a record? And finally, he said, can I go to bat for you and get your record deal? And we go, okay, do it. And that's how it all happened. It was just like, it all fell into place like it was supposed to.
Okay. Great, great, great. So one aspect that is a great accomplishment for King X is that the band has the same lineup since the beginning, since 1987. So you are with Ty and Jerry. That's a great accomplishment for a band because it's very, very difficult to maintain the same lineup over the years for I think a lot. I love all bands in the world. I spoke with two or three bands that have the same lineup for more than 30 or 20 or 40 years. In your case is more than it's like 40 years with the same people. 40 years have the same experience, friends, family, etc., etc. So how do you define this accomplished in King's X that has the same lineup since the beginning to now? And perhaps do you have some anecdote that in the past that they say, Doc, hey, I need to retire the band. Tyre say to you, or Jerry said that. Who knows? Because it's a great accomplishment to this date.
We've never thought about quitting, and we've never thought about ending this. It's never come up. We just do it and we keep doing it. Every now and then, now since we're older, sometimes we go, I don't know how long I'll be able to do this. But we never talk about breaking up or anything like that. We never thought about it. We never found a reason. There was not a reason. There was never a fight. There was never a disagreement or anything, even monetarily when we didn't make money. We just still stay together. I think we just I don't know. I wish I could tell you.
Okay, okay, okay. So with 13 albums, one best of and one live. Well, this will be 15
hmm
albums in
hmm
general. So so for you, how do you avoid to sound like the first time, but at the same time have the same feeling that you got in your first, in your second, and your third album? Because for more than for over 40 years, it's some ways and sometimes very difficult to have the same sensations, to have the same catchy riffs that the people want to hear from King X.
Well, I don't know what people want to hear from King's X. I just know what I want to do, and that is write songs. Doesn't matter if they're heavy or they're light or they're fast or they're slow or they have a lot of guitar or no guitar. Or whether they're very proggy or they're one note all the way through the song. It's all art to me, and it's a challenge to see where you can take the art. I can't repeat myself. I don't know how. Um, to try to write another outer solid planet, it would why? It would be no fun because we already made those songs up. We already made those riffs up. There's what else can you do but create something else? Dogman, and all of a sudden we're on another roll, and ear candy, it's different. And even this record, Three Sides of One is to me is a combination of everything we've ever done. It's just kind of a little subtle. There's a little bit of everything we've ever done in Three Sides of One. And that's why we love the record so much and feel it's our best record that we've done, not because it's better than any other record, but because this is who we are and we've given you everything we are. So it's got to be the best thing we've ever done because it's the only thing we've done.
Hmm.
Does that make sense?
No, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah.
totally sense because depends
Yeah.
of you. But usually the fans thinks, well, the fans is the fans are sometimes are very hard
Yeah.
fans or
And
very easy fans.
they're going to be that way because I'm the same way. My favorite bands, I love their first couple records. I love U2's first three records. After that, uh, you know, the Cult, the Love album. Oh my God, changed my life. Then Love Removal Machine came out, and I'm going, why are they trying to sound like ACDC? And I went, forget
Yeah.
this. So, it's a no-brainer. It's just music, and it's what we like and what we don't like and how we treat it when we get it. Some people think this is better, some people think that's better, some people think it's all crap.
Yeah.
And I just go, that's the way you feel. That's your world. I say when people start saying it's not like it used to be, I miss the old days. Well, fuck the old days. Check on the new days. There's a lot going on in the new days that you're not paying attention to because you want the new days to sound like the old days. And that's not reality. Wake
Yeah.
up and let the world progress and see what new these kids have to offer. These 20-year-olds that pick up a guitar, what are they bringing to the table with their heart? Let's see what they can do, and encourage them, not say, oh, you need to listen to so and so, you need to sound like that. No, you sound like you from what you get from the universe. It's all you can do. And if somebody doesn't like it, it's their problem, not yours.
Yes.
You're on the road, you're doing what you're supposed to do. I
Yes.
don't care
Yes.
about what other people think. I mean, we
Yes.
do care. You should care a little bit. If nobody comes to see you, then you go, oh, well, I must not be very good. But then you can say, no, I'm just unique.
Yeah. Yes. 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 So you say one thing that I'm the accord because I prefer the judge are the people and the people is very not complete. It's good. It's not bad. Depends of them. It's not
Yeah,
a problem.
right.
But with this aspect, as you know, a lot of new bands or a lot of bands they think that they play the best of the best. They don't accept bad comments. If I like you, if you like your music, yes, I like it. If not, you're an asshole. So the band sometimes bands things like that. So for you, what
Yeah.
is your recommendation or your advice to a new musicians that have more relaxed the bad comments? Just they want to prefer just want to hear, hey, great
Hmm.
music, but never a bad comment.
Everybody's shit stinks. And sometimes people need to tell you that. And what you do is you wipe your ass and get up and keep going. That's what you do. You learn from your mistakes. If somebody says they don't like you and they give you a constructive criticism, why? You can say, well, that's not what I'm trying to accomplish. I'm not trying to accomplish this or that like you want me to accomplish. This is what I'm trying to do. It might not be what you want to hear, but understand why I'm doing it. Here's my method. This is what I'm trying to do. And then I think if they understand that, then they can go, I understand what you're doing. I still don't like it, but I get what you're doing. I respect you. But if somebody just says your music is shit and don't give you an explanation, that's an idiot. That's a dumb person because he doesn't have any reason to tell you it's shit. That's stupid. Why do you say something shit if you can't tell me why?
Hmm. Hmm. Yes, man,
So,
yes.
so if they say that, I go, whatever. You know, it doesn't matter. I'm still trying to be the best that I can be, and I still try to write the best music that I can write. And you listen to what people tell you, and you learn or you discard it. What how we say in America is eat the meat and spit out the bones.
Okay.
So the good things that tell you how to improve yourself, great. The shaming, just throw it out. Don't
Hmm.
shame me for what I do, and that's why I look at it. But in the profession that I'm in, we just let people say what they want to say. And you never go defend yourself because your fans will defend you. Whenever something negative is said about me or King's X in the media, there's immediately all kinds of emails and messages that say, "Oh no, you're crazy," blah blah blah. So if what you do people love, they'll stick up for you.
Hmm. Okay. Oh yeah. Well, yeah. So, so you know that a lot of bands now are emerging. Now a lot of bands do for this digital platform, Spotify, Tidal, etc., etc., are releasing new albums, new records,
hmm
and for these new people, as small as are more difficult to get in touch with more people or to get to great to have success with the billboards, this kind of stuff. Because King X was more than 5 times into the billboards, but for these new bands are very difficult. So
Yes,
how do you see the this a lot of overwhelming releases in the world with new music? King X have their side. It's impossible
right.
to have another side. But for the new bands, what is your opinion about these difficult times? Well, because a lot of bands now, there's a lot of music, and now it's very difficult to get attention for one band.
Right. I don't know. I know a lot of these bands, and I don't know what to tell them. I'm always have been at a loss for words, and I always say that you young musicians, when you figure it out, let me know how you did it, so I can applaud you because I have no answers. Um, the only thing I can say is take the approach that Metallica took. They went out, they played in every shithole they could find. They slept on people's floors. They slept in their cars. They fed each other. They only had a little bit of money and they almost starved, but they said, "We're going to do this." And look where they're at, one of the biggest bands in the world. That is the way all of us did it back in the day. And that's the way most people do it now. You just got to get out there and play for people. If you build it, they will come, but you got to get out there and do it. Um, the 90s and 2000, for some reason, we taught people, or the record companies taught people, musicians, that, oh, if we give you a bunch of money and put you on the radio on MTV, you're going to be stars. That's bullshit. We're just musicians. We're just people who play an instrument. We go down to the town square. We play for the village, and then everybody goes home and we go back to work. That's a musician. We're no more special than you or anybody else, a person who digs a ditch or fixes a car. We're just normal people who do what we do. When we take that attitude, then you can go out into the world and create something beautiful and deal with it and do it and enjoy it and live the adventure. Other than that, it's just a dream that will never happen. Oh, I want to be a rock star. I want to have millions of dollars. I want to play Wembley Arena. You want
Yes.
to. Do you? But what if it don't happen? Are you going to stop like a pussy? Or are you going to keep doing what you love to do? Get the fuck out of here. That's what I say to them. It's like if that's how shallow you are with your music, then you don't need to be playing music. You need to go do something else that you want to do.
Hmm, yes, yes, yes. Wow, well, this aspect, and you said about Metallica, about that aspect. I always consider that the rock that the rock or metal music is the music of people that may age, but keep the spirit in young until
Yes,
old. I
rebellion.
listen, yeah, I listen to the last records from classic bands, and after decades, many of them manage to keep their energy. But to be realistic, nothing lasts forever. That's always. Yeah. So
True.
in your opinion, what do you think is going to be happen when the most classic bands, talking about classic King X2, so that can perform that the stadiums will be retired for the future? Do you think that there are younger bands that can carry the torch in that aspect?
I don't know. I think that I look at it this way. The way the world is right now, we really don't know which way it's going, what these young people are going to come up with, what they're going to create with AI, like you're talking about, or
Hmm.
just new recording techniques or new ways to create music. Music is metaphysical, so it's the vibration that we create to move you emotionally. So I'm curious as to what the younger people will create because they're just like us. They're no different. They feel like we do.
Yeah.
They just were born in a different era. So I'm watching. I pull up all these albums and new releases on I use Title, my music program, and it's overwhelming, especially the metal. Oh my goodness. It was like, and I go, who are these bands? And they all sound alike. And I keep playing, I go by one by one. And every now and then I'll push the button and all of a sudden I'll go, I feel it. I feel something here. And I'll give it a whole listen and I'll keep, I'll put it in a pile of songs that I like a band called Sleep Token. I love them. There's a band called Vola, VOLA. They're
Oof.
like Meshuggah meets King's X, in some
Yeah.
ways, with the
Yeah.
harmonies and stuff. So there's lots of good stuff out there. People just aren't paying attention.
Yes. Yeah. No. Yeah. I love Bola. One as one that
Awesome.
I really love. Well,
And the
we're
new
not.
drummer, oh my God, the new
Yeah.
drummer for
Yeah.
Vola. Oh,
Yeah.
yesterday I watched like 15 drum things of him just playing drums to the songs. He's amazing. Anyway,
Yeah, yeah, they are amazing. Yeah, yeah. Well, Jack, we are very close to in this interview, and as I said,
okay.
we spoke about a lot of things as you the rock scene, music industry, the new album, so this kind of. So for that, what are the future plans that the band has for this new album, Three Sides of One? Perhaps upcoming tours, perhaps
Yeah.
In Europe,
Yes.
North America, or who knows, and in the near future, Latin America.
Yes. I mean, all that is on the table. Nothing is concrete yet, but we'll play anywhere you want us to play if you can bring us there. Find a promoter, and you can't do it for free. Find a promoter, and we'll go play. So the booking agent and a record label and management are working on what's next. So we don't have any plans yet, but we plan to tour. Just nothing definite.
Okay, okay, okay. Well, Doc, the sad times arrive at this interview. I hope you enjoyed this one like
I
me because
did.
I did really, really. Your
Good.
answers so honest. You are a great guy. So perhaps
Thank you.
do you wanna add something to your Latin American fans and Metallican followers?
I can't wait to come and play. Um, I've always wanted to come to South America, to every country, and I have a fantasy to come and play. So I hope it'll happen before I die.